when somebody comes in who, for all intents and purposes, appears to be male, but declares themselves female, and the woke conclude this is truly a woman, there are no tests that you can run to see, is this really a woman or is this a mistake? There's nothing you can observe.
You can always have them take off their clothes.
No, not according to their religion.
No, this is religion. Okay. And what's more, therapy won't help.
Ericka, you need to help me on this.
I know. It's so hard to
therapy
follow
won't help because it's not driven by your experiences. You're born with it, right?
Yep.
You're born with it. Okay.
That's crazy.
So what do I have? So I'm born with this internal, innate something that's telling me who I am that is truer and more accurate than my body.
Oh my God, it's like the Holy Spirit almost.
It's the soul. It's the soul.
Therefore it's a religion.
Well, you can go down the line, one thing after another. They've got a concept of evil. They've got a concept of the soul. They've got a concept of the self. They've got a concept of sex relations.
And even there's even like a confessional, right? How do you demonstrate that you're saved and you're part of the faith? Yeah. Well, you have a confessional. Oh, Black Lives Matter. You got the black square. You got the rainbow in your profile.
Yeah, and now we have to police misinformation and disinformation. Why? Because people who
Heretics.
Aren't really with it enough might hear something that would lead them down a path of improper behavior. Well, those are called anti-blasphemy laws. Okay, they've been around for a long time. That's why there are always blasphemy laws. People whose faith might be wavering or might not be that sharp might hear something that would convince them to give up the true religion for a false one.
So it's like heresy. There's like heresy laws.
Yeah.
And rules. Oh my gosh.
Well, I can tell you one thing that makes it a religion.
Yeah.
To me, beyond not all else, but certainly one of the key things that makes it a religion is the level of intolerance to the non-believer.
Yeah, level of intolerance to the non-believer. And then, as the years go by, we keep getting more and more and more. Look at the gift that keeps on giving for these people. I mean, first of all, it was a not terribly scary respiratory ailment, but every good faith needs an epic, a plague. And for the woke, was a potential plague of biblical proportions that we were able to avoid only because the anointed expert class, their priests, came through and told us how to save ourselves. How did we save ourselves? Well, we wore masks, which are, of course, a religious garb. That's how you know who's faithful. Okay? We forced people to get vaccines because that's a rite of passage. Maybe somewhere between baptism and circumcision, but it's certainly a rite of passage. But even more than that, even more than that, remember early on we were supposed to wash our hands and time it by singing "Happy Birthday" to you. Happy birthday. Anybody remember that?
Yep.
Okay.
I've been trying to forget.
Okay. How many faiths have a ritual at some point where you wash your hands while chanting something? Okay. Early on, and I say this as someone who lived in New York City, you had to spray Lysol on your mail or your groceries before you could bring it in.
Cloth, paper bags. It was like all your groceries, everything.
Right. So if you ever heard of a faith that believed that it's important to keep your home pure and there are potential impurities out in the world. So before we bring something in to our home, we must run it through a purification ritual, such as sprinkling it with holy water. Now, of course, everybody says, Lysol isn't holy water. To which I say, no, of course not. Holy water is water with a couple of special spices and incenses mixed in. Lysol is water with chemicals, so it's a completely different thing. It's also trade.
All right. So hold that thought. That's good.
I am like tripping out right now listening to Bruce talk about this stuff because, I've heard this concept of wokeism as a religion kind of for a while. And we have, we've talked about it and I've heard people talk about it, but the way that you're talking about it, Bruce, is hitting me in a way. I mean, it is literally like verbatim books of the Bible, just repurposed, retooled.